the Daisy Blue Fashion Variety Show. I am Nancy Blizzard, your host. My guest today is Rachel Marie Hurst. Welcome, Rachel.
Thank you for having me.
Tell me about your fashion, how you got started in fashion.
Before, my mom used to sew her suits from scratch. She would make suits when she was younger. So it was something I definitely loved, but never had the courage to pursue. My mom has always been kind of one of those moms who was like, whatever you want to do, I support you. You know, I think we've always had kind of like my mom, I come from a single parent family. And so I remember as a young kid, you know, always helping my mom with things. So we were really tight. Ever since I was 4, I wanted to be a doctor. And so I was kind of in my DNA to get straight A's. I went to the International Baccalaureate program, and I went to CU Boulder, and I was going to go pre-med. But in my sophomore year, I was really a studious student and I was working hard, and I was in a lab where I was, you know, working on rats, and you just kind of, I don't know, you get attached to the rats, and I had this big mental breakdown. First off, I found out that I don't like dead bodies, and I really didn't like experimenting on these little creatures that became kind of my friends. And a good friend of mine, he was an art student, and he's just like, let's start a fashion group on campus. I remember my first show we did was this rinky-dinky studio. There was barely 75 people. We were in an art studio. It was dirty, grungy, and I didn't know how to do anything. I didn't know how to sew seams. I was just putting stuff together. But I walked out after that moment, and I felt alive, and I felt like this is what I was meant to do. I remember one Christmas everyone wanted to give me their opinion on it, and I ended up crying because, you know, it's just overwhelming, and you start doubting yourself, and you're like, am I doing the right thing? You know, I was going to be a doctor, and now I'm going into fashion design, which is very gray. There's no guarantee for anything. And doctor, not that there's guarantee, but if you finish your program, you do well, you're likely to get a job. With fashion design, you can be the top of everything, and you might not, you know, be successful. One day you're in, and one day you're really out. But I do remember that after that moment, it took a little bit for them to come to my show, but when they came to my first, I felt truly successful show where I knew what I was doing. I remember my uncle pulled me aside, and he said to me, you're exactly where you should be. And that he was so proud of me. And that was such a big moment for me in my career. My boyfriend's mom had said I should make it a business. She's like, you're good, you should do this. And so I took her advice, and I decided to make it official. And I've kind of just ran with it ever since. Not that we don't need doctors, it just wasn't right for me.
Yeah.
And I still applaud anyone who's like going that realm. But fashion is just, you use so many different elements that I enjoy. So there is a math base when you're making your patterns, or when I'm dyeing fabric, it's chemistry based. Although I was supposed to start off doing medicine for people to make them feel better, I feel that now I've taken the perspective of doing medicine for the soul, because I feel like clothing makes your soul feel good. You feel better when you love what you're wearing, and you project that. More willing to go and, you know, take a risk and introduce yourself to someone new or exciting, or you never know what that opportunity may lead to, a job, or, you know, just a really awesome connection with someone. So dressing up just gives you that confidence. It makes you feel good about yourself, and it's medicine for your soul. So I'm encouraging other people to just wear what they want, you know, stop thinking about societal norms, and embrace what you love. Life's too short to dress in boring clothes. There's something very special about being a woman, and we don't have to conform to society's standards anymore. And it's a great time to be a woman. We're standing up for our rights, and we're, you know, fighting and saying that we're equals, and just having a brand that kind of follows that suit, saying, yeah, we're equals, and you need an equally, you know, awesome outfit to wear with that. My brand is just really about empowering women, because I think we need that brand. It's a brand for women, by women, with women in mind.
How would you describe your style?
I'm always unapologetically feminine, so I don't feel like my girl has to apologize for wearing a dress, or if she wants to wear tailored pants, she can wear that as well. And I really am about embracing all body types. I think that it's really important that every woman, no matter their size in their life, has something amazing that they can wear. And the big thing for my brand is that she just is her own boss. You'll see a little sequin, you'll see satin, you'll see blush tones. I love prints, polka dots, texture, and I still love black. I think black is such a great, powerful color for women. So a lot of times I'll let the fabric dictate what it wants to be. So there's times where I sketch and then I'll just gravitate towards a fabric and just play with it and drape it on the machine or my mannequin and then just look at it for a long time. It's kind of obsessive, but then it comes to me and then I sketch it out and I make it. I think I'm an artist in the sense that even if I am done ahead of time, there's still so much more to do. Until I have to present it, that's what I'm allowed to do. Sometimes you get something on a model and you get inspired to fix something or change something, or you want it to look better. I always want my pieces to look really well. And so I'm always in there, like cutting something apart, adding something, changing something, fixing it.
Well, I'm interested in seeing the models and looking at your collection.
Yeah, let's have them come on and I can show you kind of some of my pieces. So.
Oh, great. Let's invite the first one up.
So this is Skylar. She's wearing a satin. It's our version of a feminine overall. And so what I really wanted to do is it has pockets in it, which is always big for any girl, both pockets on the jacket and in the culotte pant. And then it just has this really soft texture that we do. It's our rosettes on the chest. It just gives a feminine quality that I really love and kind of keeps something that was traditionally, a working overall was for men to kind of get dirty in. We took it, made it feminine, and give it a little Parisian style. The jacket we wanted to have, you'll see another one as well, but we wanted it to have kind of the quality of a sweater, so it's comfortable, and you can just throw it on over anything and look put together. Lily's wearing our gown, and so with this, I just wanted something a little bit more dramatic, but kept it very chic and effortless in the color. I love sequins, we love a little bit of sparkle, and we love accentuating a woman's body, and she has great legs, so we definitely had to do double slits. It's definitely something that's you wouldn't wear every day. I wouldn't see, you're not walking down the street in this, but for those special events or an opening for some really cool high-end gala, this is a great piece, and it's just powerful because it has the cape, and it just shows her figure really nicely without, showing too much skin.
I love that. I love this the cape.
Thank you. Yeah, I just wanted something powerful and bold. Wanted her to feel like she owned the world, and that's what she looks like. It's just supposed to be an effortless dress that you can throw on. You'll feel instantly polished, but it's jersey, so it is actually really comfortable. So we have Lizeth, and she's in a different version of our jacket, but this one's a little bit more detailed. It has the rosettes on the pocket and on her cuffs. And then this one is actually lined because it just lays a little bit different. It's a little bit more slouchy. We wanted a second version so that it wasn't as maybe form-fitting, but a little bit more boxy, so you could just wear it casually, but you could also wear it for special events. And then she has a silk dress underneath with the cutouts. I really love different textures, so the wool with the juxtaposition of the silk just creates that hard and soft elements that I love. I love unexpected details, and so I do a lot of classic pieces with my twist, and so I just wanted something that was a little higher up. I always love an interesting sleeve. I try to play with neutrals and prints and show people how they can mix them together in their closet. So when I'm taking a risk like this, I will go more into neutrals because I feel like a print and a crazy texture and all these details can get a little bit too much and goes against what my customer wear because she's still chic at the end of the day. And so just having that clean slate and the creamish colored jacket, but then letting the dress have more of the print really works for her. So I love to do cocktail dresses. That's kind of what I think I got my start in. Was I created this bubble dress and it kind of evolves. Well, this is our newest cocktail dress, and I wanted to show that I can do something in black and just give it a texture and some excitement because black can become one-dimensional and flat. And so Ellison is rocking our newest cocktail dress. It has this kind of metallic sheen in the black. It's not necessarily lace, it's a mesh. And I just wanted it to feel like it was a second part of her skin. We added these interesting rosette details in the right place to kind of give it an origami feel. And then I usually get a lot of inspiration from like the Renaissance or Elizabethan era. And so her sleeves are slightly in that romantic feel that was very delicate and just balancing off the kind of metally feel of the dress. We always wanted to create the soft and hard elements. And so I really love this dress because it's perfect for a birthday party, a really chic, fabulous place, or you can find, a use for it when you're going out to, any type of glamorous event. It reminds me of chainmail. I feel like women are the ultimate warriors. Like they're juggling, a lot of them are stay-at-home moms, or they're juggling multiple careers with kids or not even with kids, and so they are these warriors, and they can wear hard and soft elements, and so all of my clothing kind of incorporate those hard and soft elements in the details. Girls want to be sexy, and when they're going to special events, they want to feel powerful, and so this is our little black dress, and it's something that girls would love to wear for like a night out on the town or their birthday. I always try to create things that are feminine and hard because I feel like women are capable of being both, and so I think I'm very inspired by the women I meet, and so it's always about this warrior, and how is she wearing her armor in her everyday life. We have Carolina. She's wearing our flirty culotte jumper. What I love about this is I love prints, and this one just reminded me of kind of brush strokes for painting. And wanted to make something that was light and effortless and has pockets. A lot of my pieces, I just love pockets. You can put your cell phone in it. You can not have to worry about having a bulky bag. And then they're culottes, so it's the fun of a dress, but it's comfortable, and you can wear it. And a lot of what you do, you could layer it with a cute vest, or if you wanted to hide the detail of the sleeves, you could put a jacket over it. If you look at her shoulders closely, there's the cutout details. And Carolina, if you pull down your sleeves, she can have a second look, and so just becomes a little bit more fun. So she can have it off of her shoulder if she wanted. I just wanted a piece that could be dressed up or dressed down and have a lot of flexibility within someone's wardrobe. I always get inspired by what the fabric dictates to me. And so this one was like the brush strokes and airiness and light and fun, and that's just kind of what I let it become. And then I sketched it out, and the rest was kind of magical elves helping me in the workroom. Shoulders are strong, they're soft at the same time. And we paired it up with boots, just kind of going into that pre-fall, look where you can feel more covered up and not so exposed, but you could do a cute sandal, or if you wanted to go really casual, a cute white sneaker would be great with this. So you could definitely casual it down and just go hang out with friends on the weekend. What I love about dresses and jumpsuits is that you don't need much effort to look polished. You can just put one piece and not have to think about it. But you can also layer it and add other things that give it more flavor. And so she could put a cute like a long trench coat vest over it and give it even more chicness. Or she could find other ways to dress it up. Take it off the shoulders gives it more of a night feel. When it was up, it kind of gave it more of a day feel. So it's a very versatile piece that can go into a lot of women's wardrobes. This is a piece that represents my brand. I feel really well because it does showcase, the delicateness of a woman, but it's very strong, and it's cuts and it's angular in different ways that people wouldn't expect. Because sleeves are boring when you have to create them if they're just the basic sleeve, it's a couple of lines and a curve. So I always try to do something interesting there because I feel like that's where I can experiment the most, and it is flattering on all types of women. I think the sleeves are a quick place to forget about, but it's where you can have these interesting details. I really wanted to show what made women so special is their softness, but add, this interesting detail that was kind of a ruffle, but kind of looked like armor.
And I understand you opened up a boutique.
Yeah, so we're gearing to open up. I have an amazing, wonderful group of women who work with me, and they have different things that they specialize in, but they're all willing to see the big picture. So you can come and say, I'm just shopping for fun and I just want to try some pieces on that make me feel good, or I'm actually looking for an event. But we just wanted to create something that was intimate, where you felt comfortable and you could really connect with not only the story behind the pieces, but ask your questions. Part of it is my workspace, and so we're constantly working in there as well. And it's just, I don't know, fashion should be fun. It's not necessarily, all business. There is a fun element to it. And so we just try to create that atmosphere for our customer and client.
Do you ever have someone that comes in and doesn't know what they really want? And they come to you for help?
Yes.
Can you help me?
I mean, we get women who know what they want, but they're scared to voice it. I think they know that they would love to wear a dress, and they're like, well, I don't know where to wear it. And it's like, you put it on your body and you rock it. It's not necessarily, oh, I don't know where to wear it. You just have to own it. And so we kind of, I guess I always get told it's a therapy session. We give them the confidence to own their fashion choices. I had someone come in and she's like, I normally don't like to shop, but you made this great. And that makes my day, because I make clothing and I want you to shop. So if you don't like to shop, we have to fix things. I love Denver. I've been doing so many different shows ever since I kind of came out onto the scene. So it's really cool to see how Denver has started and how it's kind of evolved now into this, mecca center for fashion designers. Denver knows how to have fun, and they embrace whatever people are wearing because it's their personal style, and that makes people stylish because they have a personal style. And they're not just mimicking others. Denver people love to dress up. They love having options. They love being fashionable, and they love setting trends. And so now the voice is, getting bigger, and it's demanding more, and it's affording designers the opportunities to take those risks and, really work with a community that's very giving and very loving, instead of someone who's gonna chew you up and spit you out. In New York shows, it's kind of like a business, which is great. But then there's those throwbacks where you don't get to be as experimental. They want to know, how's this commercial? How are you going to sell this? What are you going to do with this? And in Colorado, they're like, well, I would still love to wear this because it's an artistic piece. And how can I incorporate this into my lifestyle? And as a designer, you're kind of trying to figure that out for your client. How can you incorporate this into your lifestyle so you can wear those artistic pieces that Coloradans love, but have something that they can actually wear? And so that's the great thing that I love about the Denver fashion scene, is that people do take risks on these, interesting pieces, but they find ways to make them very wearable. I do love that freedom that we have here. And so it creates a great playground for designers to just come into their own skin and be really comfortable as a designer and know their point of view and not be scared to share that point of view. It's just that melting pot where you feel comfortable. The air is so fresh and clean, and the people here are really some of the nicest people in the world, and it's just such a warm and welcoming place. You get scared because you're like, I'm putting myself out there, but then you're like, it's Colorado, they're nice. You're like, you're good. Now New York is a little scary. Colorado just gives you that ability to find those people who are willing to take risks and wear those pieces. My biggest challenge is just resources. I think we all want to make a living off of this, and I think that trickles down to models. It trickles down to people who are putting on the events. Everyone wants to make a living off of it, but we just don't have the resources kind of set in place completely yet to do that. I think we're all trying to maneuver that thin line of dream and hobby, and most of us want it to stay as a dream and become a reality and not become a hobby. Have a bigger, chance to find manufacturing here would be great. I don't regret anything I've done. There's just been some roller coaster rides. Well, you never know what you're gonna get at Pepsi. They just flew me out, paid for everything, and I got to show at New York Fashion Week a capsule collection, and that was just surreal. And just the opportunities I've had here, doing Denver Fashion Week, doing, Massive Fashion Week, those kind of things, just being with so many amazingly talented people and having them help me see my vision through has just been a huge opportunity and once in a lifetime thing that I'm so thankful for. So I don't mind the roller coasters because I think that's what builds character within my brand. Allows you to be very organic and free, and that's what I do love about fashion. It just allows me to show people who I am and be vulnerable with them and, you know, kind of wear my heart on my sleeve. Always be grateful for my mom being the first one, you know, always being on my side. But I can't stress enough just having the amazing support system from my boyfriend, or, you know, his family. His mom has been wonderful. She's helped me with sewing. She knows so much. And his family, his aunts, they've all been so supportive. It's just my models, their families, like, I am not where I am without any of these amazing people around me. And it's overwhelming to think that so many people who don't have to believe in me or care about me do. And I just hope that one day I can pay it back, like that their trust and belief and love for me, I can return it and then some. And so in that way, I'm just so blessed, and I would never trade any of this in. And I continue to work so hard because there's so many amazing people that have touched me in so many ways that they don't even know. And there's no words to say thank you, but I am so grateful to all these people. So that's just, you know, just having that support system allows me to continue on this roller coaster of fashion design.
Thank you for watching the Daisy Blue Fashion Variety Show here at Denver Open Media with my guest today, Rachel Marie Hurst. It's been wonderful having you here.
Thank you so much for having us on.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
I loved all your collection. It was beautiful.
I had a blast being here. You're amazing. So
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful day.
What?